Okay, so we are live. So, good morning here from the UK. So, welcome all to our pages. For those who don't know me, I am Dr. Susie Jacob. I am a general practitioner here in the UK. I live with my husband, who is a chef, and my 15-year-old daughter. I work like a hands-on clinician, which I love doing, and I'm also in a leadership role. I am the network lead in one of the London boroughs. So today, here with me, we are going to talk about the online business, and I have a very, very special guest with me. She's also from the UK, but very far away from where I am, from London. Okay, so we have Felicia here, all the way from Northern Ireland. Hello, Felicia. How are you doing?
Hi, Susie. I'm all right. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing very well. So Thursdays is I do a late shift on a Thursday. So
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
on a Thursday morning, depending on the guests, I sometimes do these go lives on a Thursday morning. So it's a very relaxed morning for me, but I wouldn't say that that for later on during the day
Yeah,
when my
I
clinic
know.
starts. So Felicia, so I've introduced myself. So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. It's morning here in the UK. My name is Felicia Bosedi Akintola. I am a registered nurse here in the UK. I'm originally from Nigeria. I am a wife and a mom of three wonderful children. And I also run this digital business on the side. So that's me, just basically.
Excellent, excellent. And every time I come online, it just amazes me about our community. It's such a diverse community, and we have people from different backgrounds. And
Absolutely.
when I first joined the business, I was thinking, oh, like usually business, people, you have to go to school, for business school,
Yeah.
study a bit about it. And when you're starting some sort of business, you're like, are you in the right place? Because everything's so new. And once I came into the business, I was amazed at the number of healthcare professionals in the business. It's not just healthcare professionals, but we have lawyers, we have
Yeah.
police officers, we
Mhm.
have teachers, we have plumbers, electricians, firemen, you
Yeah.
know people from different stay at home moms, I can't forget
Yeah.
that. And then
Yes.
they are rocking this business, aren't they? So,
That they
and
are.
we have healthcare professionals, and not just nurses. We have doctors, we have physios, we have lab technicians, we've got healthcare assistants, we've got all of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
All doing the business successfully and having changed lives, really.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
um, I had my own reasons to come into the business, and I talk a lot about it in my page. But I would
Mhm.
be curious to know what made you, join the business. What was your why to join the business?
Well, thank you very much, Susie. Well, let me just briefly talk about my business background. Like growing up, I'm used to doing something on the side because my mom is like a preacher of multiple streams of income. She would do loads of businesses. Sometimes she goes very far to get some products. And on weekends, whenever we are off school, we would help her to hawk. You know what is hawk? Like putting things on your head and walking about the streets selling. So that has always been like from whenever I was young and whenever I finished secondary school as well. So I was with my uncle's wife, who was also like a businesswoman. She used to be a custom officer, but then she left the job and started doing business, selling drums of oil and everything. And
Oh,
I
wow.
was with her. And while I was with her, she taught me that look, we used to sell in drums then because I was helping her. We were selling in drums, like in bulk. People will come and buy and resell. She told me, look, you should be business conscious. We are selling in drums, like in wholesale. You can take one of those drum, retail it for yourself, give me the money that is equivalent to that drum, and then you take your profit and you keep your. I made money like at 16. I made money. So I was already used to doing something on the side. And all my life, like whenever I was even in Nigeria, I was selling something, because the joy of getting extra source of income in between salaries is really amazing. Like, I don't have to wait till the end of the month to do whatever I had to do. So I've always been used to getting income in between salaries. So when I came to the UK, it was a little bit different, because back then in Nigeria, even when I was in Namibia, I forgot to tell you that I once worked in Namibia for about 4 years. When I was in Namibia, it was easy for me to go to people's offices to sell my stuff. I used to sell materials, like native materials and all that, both ready made and just the ordinary one. It was easy, but when I got to the UK, it was a little bit different, because you needed like a store, you need to register your business and all that. So I was like, oh God, this is not me. So I then started taking agency shifts. You know what agency means? Like, you just do like part-time whenever you're free. And then it was taking the whole of my time, because I had a permanent job that takes about 4 days of my week. And then I'm doing this agency, which means that then literally I'll be doing up to 5 days, because I try to do like one shift a week as agency. And then I have children that needed me. I have husband. I still need to do my motherly and wifely role, or if there's any word like wifely, like wifey role. So I started looking. I was into several things before now. I actually went into forex trading, but with the kind of work I do, 8 to 8, I needed time to sit with it and monitor and see the market and all that. So I lost money on those, and then I started just telling God, I need something to do, because the agency work plus my primary job is stretching me out. Like, it's taking the whole of my time. So, and then lucky enough, early last year, somebody just reached out to me. And then, well, whenever, it was on Facebook, and I thought, oh, these people have started again. I've done several online stuff, not online business, mind you. There were online stuff that I've done, not online business, like stuff like you liking people's whatever their company and you getting paid. How that made sense to me, I didn't know. Because it was not online business, it was just online stuff that people would just bring to you randomly. And I lost a lot of money on that as well. So when I saw this, I was like, they started again with this online stuff. And then some few days later, I was just led to go to that message that person sent to me. So I clicked on our website, went there, put my name and email address, and I watched it. And do you know what amazed me most was the testimony, the diversity of the people in the business, like people from different background. I saw people from my country, like talking in the webinar. I saw people from Asia, from Europe, from all over the world. I was like, wow, this looks like it's gonna be real. Then I watched the webinar. I did my due diligence, paid my for joining fee, and I heard the whole lot of stories. The fact that this business is flexible, I can run it at my own time, even with my 8 to 8 kind of shifts sometimes. And the fact that automation does most of the work for me, it was amazing. Though I did some other business like products and all that, but it still needed me. Like, some people will say, can you deliver to us? Can you bring it to us? Like, it's still taking that time. But this, when I saw this, I saw, okay, so it's just me being online whenever I want to. It was so amazing. It was so surprising. And that's why I said, you know what? And since I joined, it's been just wonderful. I can't say less. And because some few days ago, I was at work and some people reached out to me actually to say, I just put a post out there just to say, you can start running your own business and all that. People reached out to me inbox. I was busy. I didn't even get time to respond until night when I got home. And just even while I was at work, I saw a lot of emails to say that people have registered on my site, like 4 emails running in. I said, wow, automation, well done. So the fact that this can be run at any time and at my own convenience, and even when I'm at work, my business is running, it's just so amazing. And that's why I said this is just it for me. So that's the reason why I actually, and since I joined, I can tell you it's been amazing.
Wow, what an amazing story. You had so much to say really there, and
Yeah.
I can see that you are a hustler, so from a very very young age. And obviously my story is completely different.
Okay.
I just followed the narrative, like you have to go to school, study well, go to
Mhm.
uni, do a professional course, get the job, buy the house, have some kids, and your life is sorted. And and then I went up the career ladder, went from a clinician to management. And then I still realized that I was no better than when I started. Like, you know, yes, financially slight improvement, but the stress levels were much higher. You're always on the go, especially when you're in management. You always feel you're on call when in such sort of jobs. And like what you said, and the thing is, I loved about what you said about your mother. You know, she knew the value of multiple streams of income. And people think, why do you need multiple? We all have, but even if in a family unit, there's hardly anyone living with one source of income. And what I mean by that is, if you are a husband and wife or partners, you you kind of, both of you are working to pay
Sure.
the bills. If both of you don't work, it's really really hard, especially in the Western world. It's really really hard to survive. So again, if you think of it, it's not just one person's income, there's already two. And then you talked about people, like for me also, because I do clinician, I do it for two, a company and for a surgery. Then I do my lead network role. So I have different hats during the week, and I have a couple of jobs anyway. So that's again different streams of income. So people are doing one or two, three jobs, but the problem is they don't realize those jobs take you away from your family. Then you are more exhausted, like what you were talking about, extra shifts and locoming and bank and shift work. And another thing is, you're doing the same type of thing. It's becomes very monotonous. And there comes a point, like, you know uh, like you're not thinking much, it becomes automatic.
Hmm.
My daughter was asking me the other day, Ma, like, you know do you ever feel like, kind of, in your day-to-day job, you feel like, you've forgotten something and things like that? I said, there are challenges and I learn new things every day, but a lot of it is what I have done before in my
Before.
past 20 years. And it's like, I have built, I've noticed patterns, and then, I it feels quite monotonous, because for instance, when I read a patient's note, or when they say one or two sentences, I know my plan already,
Yeah.
because I've done that thousands of times. I've repeated, like, if someone was going into, like, for instance, cardiac arrest, if you call me in the middle of the night, I know what to do, because I've been doing it for over 20
Hmm.
years.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's like muscle energy, and you're not learning much. You're revising these things, but you're
Yeah.
not learning any new skill. And then people, and like, I came to a point in my life, not only was I exhausted from, lack of, living from paycheck to paycheck,
Hmm.
but also because I felt I was not challenged enough.
Yeah.
The learning was still there. I tried to learn new things, but still it was not, I was not stimulating my brain. And then that's one of the reasons why people go into a midlife crisis. Because you feel you've learned, it they say that if you've done something for about 5 years, you're kind of
Hmm.
an expert in the field, really. So imagine me having done things for over 20
20
years.
years.
So it's
Yeah.
just repeating, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You're doing the same thing. Yes, there are new things to learn, but a lot of it is the same stuff. And that's the beauty about this business. You learn new skills, you keep your mind active. And so what happens is, not only there is a change in your mindset, because we work on your mindset, we work on your finances, we work on your personality, we work on building skills, and that
Hmm.
will lead you to a healthy, aging process, if I can say it that
Yeah.
way. So you wouldn't be like, static and bored, and things like that. And that's some of the reasons why people, because not everyone joins the business just for the financial gain. Some people, I had someone recently in a coaching call, and he said, he's a retired person, and he's like, he has all the time in the world.
Mm.
And he's retired. It's not mainly even for, yes, he would want the extra, he would, I think he would love the extra money, but it was not more than that. One of the things he said is he's kind of bored.
Yeah.
He wants to do something, just stimulate himself, and he has a lot of time in his hands. So
Okay.
you can be in any phase of your life and do this business, isn't it? But
Exactly.
the entrepreneurial journey is not always a bed of roses. It does come with its own challenges. So
Absolutely.
so I'm sure you did, because I did something. Because for me, it was a mindset change, and
Yeah.
how I worked and how I did things. So what was a few challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome these challenges?
Right. Well, just like any other business, you face challenges, and the only thing you can do is just work towards you overcoming them. Like when I started this business, I wasn't a tech savvy, or well, I knew the basics of technology and all, but then I wasn't like a tech savvy designing and all those things. And I was determined. I said, you know what? Even though I wasn't tech savvy, I was going to just look for knowledge, because there were times that I would have to call my children to, can you fix this for me on the laptop and all that? And they would do that. But then with this business, I needed the knowledge. So I sought for the knowledge. And thanks to the training, there was like step by step guide on how I could set up anything I want to set up. And do you know, while I started going through that acquiring knowledge part, I discovered myself. I rediscovered myself, because I never knew I could come up with anything. A lot of people will say, "Oh God, what can I say to people? What can I write?" The inspiration will come, because you are continuously renewing yourself, and then learning, and from learning you also get inspired to do other things. So my initial issue was, oh, if this is going to be an online stuff, how do I tackle the tech savvy part of it? And with the training, I was able to overcome that. And now, oh, don't even talk about it. I am flying. And another thing was facing the crowd. Well, I knew, well, I was in managerial roles like back in Nigeria, in Namibia, and even when I got here, I've headed the unit for well over 2 years. I could talk to people that I relate with on daily basis. But me coming out live to speak with about thousands of people was kind of challenging to me. The fact that I don't know how people are going to perceive me out there, were going to perceive me out there, took me a little bit a while to come out live. I remember my first live was only 3 minutes, and I ran out again. So, but then I told myself that with you need this, you want to impact life, because it's one of my whys that I joined this business. I wanted to give back to my community. I wanted to impact life just the way I'm impacting life. I mean, healthcare. I also want people to be financially free. I want, at some stage in my life, I want to start running an NGO and giving to charity and all that. So I told myself, if you want to do all this, you don't have to you don't have to be like, you just have to face the world, because at some stage you will be facing the world. You just have to be there. You don't have to be timid, or just put yourself in a corner. You have to be out there. So I told myself, and I was so determined. I said, look, I want this, so I have to do this. So then I started coming out live gradually, and with time I built confidence, and I was able to come out live at any time of the day, no matter where I am, no matter what I wear, no matter how I look. I'm able to come out, because I'm just after impacting somebody's life. I'm just after empowering someone out there. I'm just after influencing someone's life positively. So, and those were the way. There are other challenges like negative comments, but you see, with the training, I was going through the blueprint, like the Facebook training on our training platform, and I keep one of the mastermind that said, look, there are a lot of people out there that will put negative comments on your posts. Don't even look at them, because a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. They might not mean it for you, but maybe your post came at that time. and you are the owner of your page. You have that right over your page to block, to delete, to and yes, through the training, I was able to overcome that. I see any negative comments that is not going to benefit my audience, I take them out. And yeah, so those are the few challenges. There are other ones, but then with unwavering determination, I've been able to overcome them.
Amazing, amazing. Yes, everyone has their own challenges. For some people, like what you rightly said, a lot of people, especially because we are a community that have people from age 18 years to 80. So at 18 years, I guess technology is not much of a challenge for them. But sometimes but what's the problem with the technology age is they're all our kids are on their phone, just twiddling their thumbs and doing something.
Yeah.
None of them actually, talk to each other face to face, have that conversation. If they don't like something, they just ghost. Now,
Yeah.
while we lived in an era, like at least when I was in school, there was no phone. I had my
Yeah.
first phone when I went into medical school, like halfway through, not even when I went
Yeah.
in, but halfway through medical school only I had my first
Okay.
mobile phone. So and so if we had, because there's no phone, mobile phone, you had to face people and you had to talk and you had to resolve things, isn't it?
That's
And
it.
unfortunately, those sort of person skills are a bit less in, and they don't know. And then our youngsters struggle from mental health because they don't know those coping mechanisms because they've never tried it. While for us who are in the middle or later stage in life, it's different challenges. It's more like getting to know, learn new skills, because once you touch 40, things
Yeah,
I've
that's
realized
right.
things are very, very different.
Mhm.
Sometimes I get frustrated because things I could grasp probably in under 5 minutes or 2 minutes takes me a bit longer. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I still can grasp them. So I've just left it. This is who I am at the moment. I just embrace myself. But everyone can learn. Maybe some people it'll take 5 minutes, some people it'll take 5 hours. But if
It,
you're like what you rightly said, if you are determined to change your life and to impact the life of other people around you, because that's what we do in this business. It's not just about me and my family, it's about our community, the wider world, and what we can do. Like our founders say, follow the mission and the commission will follow. So if you keep your heart at the right place, and our heart in our community is to serve, because we follow a servant leadership. So we come out here live just to educate you all about, because we've been only taught one narrative of how to earn money, but
Mhm.
there is another way, and which will then give you a lot of satisfaction. It will give you, and you don't have to live from paycheck to paycheck. And also, you build yourself. The personal development is immense. For me personally, I am an ambivert, introverted sort of person. And that's why it took me nearly 15 years to get into management, because I just didn't like speaking up in meetings and things like that. I loved being a clinician, hands on, talking to my patients. But when it came to talking to a group, I really didn't enjoy. But I thought then again, the way to financial freedom was going up the career ladder. So I did that anyway. But the beauty about when the online space started is, yes, it's for me, even though this is going live, maybe thousands of people out there, it for me it feels like I'm just having a conversation with you, Felicia, isn't
Yeah,
it? And
that's it. That's it.
so it gave me a lot of course, initially I was scared, and like what you said, it took me time to come out and speak to people. But for me, I'm still more confident coming online rather than having to speak to thousands of people on stage.
Yeah.
I think I would still be very nervous about those sort of things.
Mhm.
So this business is ideal if you think you're introverted, or if you are an ambivert like myself. This business is perfect because you're coming on stage, you are talking to people, but you're
Yeah,
not actually seeing them face to face.
it,
So it gives you a bit more courage. And then about, like, for me, sales and management, I've never done a business degree. So all these things that me and Felicia have learned is either to experience, and then we have a training website that teaches you all about how you need to do digital marketing from scratch in 6 different platforms, all for a nominal fee. It is mind blowing because before this business, I've done a few and I've spent twice as much as money as I've spent on this business just to learn those skills. And I was like, why did I not know about this
Yeah,
before?
before.
My only regret is that I didn't start this before, because it's transformational for me. I've cut down on my sessions. My husband's now just freelancing, so he's at home most of the time. We went on 4 to 5 holidays, even going abroad last year. And just been life changing for us. And our daughter feels the presence of both parents at
Yeah.
home. So those things are priceless. And if you're a parent, or you are someone who is yearning for that, just reach out to us, please. Just reach out, and it doesn't cost you anything to find the information.
That's
What
it.
if this business is for you and you just let it pass by, and
Mhm.
you've just lost an opportunity that could have changed your life? And it's not no cost to just checking it out. And you just check it out and just see whether it's for you. And me and Felicia are here just to guide you on the process, and we are more than happy. So wherever you're seeing in our pages, just reach out to us, and we are more than happy to guide you through the way. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Felicia, before we wrap up?
Well, there's nothing much I want to say. It's just to say that, look, if you're out there looking for other streams of income, or even if you're just a stay-at-home mom, or you just need something to do on the side while you're taking care of your family, this is an amazing opportunity. There's step-by-step guide, just like Susie say. And you can see I'm a registered nurse. Susie's a general practitioner, a doctor doing this business. It's amazing. This business has taught me a lot: resilience, adaptability, and staying calm under pressure, and the self-discovery I've seen from this business. I can tell you it's worth it. So I want to encourage you today, just watch the 90 minutes webinar for a start and see what the business is all about. Go on to my website or Susie's website, and we will be here to guide you through the journey. You're not left alone. There's a community to plug into. Like, I actually met Susie in one of our platform, like one of yeah. So it's not like I know you from anywhere. I don't even know that you were in UK, but then I just saw the message and we connected. And that's the amazing thing about this business. There's a large community to connect with. So I encourage you to just try and watch the 90 minutes webinar, and then we take it from there.
Thank you so much, Felicia, for
Yeah.
that. So reach out to us. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. And God bless, and have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Lovely morning. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.